Folks, this is the KLYMIT Insulated KLYMIT regular size sleeping pad. What this has going for it is, number one and foremost, this has a insulation R value of 7. What that means is this is rated for extremely cold conditions. This can go up to minus 30 degrees Celsius environmental conditions, and that's what this product is for. This is for a serious hiker slash camper who wants the perfect combination of amazing insulation value and comfort in a sleeping pad. And as we all know, if you are not sleeping right when you're out camping, you are feeling terrible and making poor decisions. So a quality sleeping pad is really important. This has a stuff sack here, as you can see, but this stuff sack is also the pump bag itself. This is not the smallest sleeping pad on the market. That's because it's an R7 valued pad, but it is extremely high quality. I can assure you of that. The comfort level on this is next level. Like, this is foam built into it. The Baffle design in this particular air pad is really comfortable, and there's no question about it. You will get an amazing sleep on this because it is so good. Now, KLYMIT make a whole bunch of camping products, and I encourage you to check out their website. You'll see a number of other things that may be of interest to you. In this video, we're going to check out everything you want to know about the KLYMIT Loft. And by the way, if you're interested in this product, check out the link in the video, and that'll take you through and give you all the details, and you can buy one for yourself if this suits your camping needs. Anyways, my name is John, and this is Gel Reviews. Let's get into it. Please subscribe. And folks, this is how the KLYMIT Insulated KLYMIT Loft sleeping pad will arrive. This is the packaging on the bottom. This is the regular sized version. On the side here, this will give you all of the dimensions. The weight of this, 1.5 kilos. Fabric is 75 denier polyester, and it has a R value of 7.0. So there we go. That is the packaging, and there is a slight little window on the front so you can feel the comfort of the fabric that you're going to be sleeping on. Let's open her up. There we go. There is the sleeping pad, all ready to go in its carry case. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? This bag will be used as an inflator bag plus a pack bag as well. Let's open up the pack bag, and it unwinds. And this is it right here. Now, I have actually added an additional strap here. This comes with one strap that is branded KLYMIT. I do wish that they supplied 2 straps, so I have supplied my own. It just makes it a little bit more compact. These are very cheap to purchase on their own, and so I have a whole bunch of them at home, and I think that's just more neat and tidy. Just to give you a few dimensions of it in its rolled up state, it is 32 centimeters long, or 320 millimeters long from end to end. The diameter here, we are talking about 160 millimeters, or 16 centimeters diameter. The weight of this KLYMIT sleeping bag, 1,475 grams. So it certainly is not the lightest sleeping pad out there on the market, but what we need to remember is this has an R7 insulation value rating. So this is rated for extremely cold conditions, extremely cold climates, and for that, you're going to always have a little bit more weight in here. Not to mention that it is a premium product. The quality and the comfort level of this is actually next level, and we'll take a look at that next. But for now, be aware, 1,475 grams for this, which has an R7 insulation rating. This valve is unlike any that I've seen on other sleeping mattresses. It's actually very cool. This valve opens up like this, and what you'll see here is it says Inflate. Press here to flip. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, it means you go like this, and just check out how this whole valve spins. Deflate. Press here to flip. Okay, so we have a few options here. We can inflate this way, and it is a one-way valve. So as you inflate, the rubber flap on the inside is going to be pushing on the inside, allowing air to come inside and not to escape. If you want to deflate this, you can open this up and that allows air to escape rapidly. And if you turn it all the way to its deflate mode here, this will basically suck air out. You might put on something like a small battery operated pump of some sort that deflates, and so air will come out but not allow air to return back in. You know, sometimes you deflate these things and air goes back inside. With this valve, that will not occur. So I really like that. That's a unique valve that I haven't seen on any of my other air mattresses, and I've got quite a few actually. Very, very cool little valve. And it just covers and clips into place like that. Yeah, there you go. So let's just undo these Velcro straps now. And this one from KLYMIT. We're going to open this up and I'll put it down on the ground and give you an idea of what it's like. But just straight off the cuff here, there is this foam section up here, and that's this material. This is where you're going to lay on your upper half. This actually, I just can't stress, it actually feels premium. Like, it is a nice feeling finish and soft. Yeah, let's open her up. So we're going to now inflate this, and the valve is of course on the bottom right there. We open it up. We're going to ensure that the valve is set to the inflate mode. So we're going to use the supplied pump sack and carry sack, and we attach this end to the valve down here like this. And that is connected nice and securely. And then this is where you're going to be placing air into the sack here, and then begin rolling it down. And we're getting there. Just a couple more times and that will be it. And then we disconnect the pump sack, close it up, and then we flip it around. There we go. Now let's get some dimensions. The entire length of this regular size pad, 1.8 meters long. So 1,800 millimeters long, 58 centimeters wide, or 580 millimeters wide from edge to edge. In terms of the height, off the ground, 110 millimeters high, or 11 centimeters high, up to this point. So let's just take a closer look at the KLYMIT insulated pad. What I notice here is that the baffling, or the inner wall construction, is done in such a way that you do have your creases across from here. There are little slight ridges up like this. I actually like that design because it means you got various high points, and these actually provide some comfort points upon your back or upon your side if you're a back sleeper or side sleeper. I actually really like that design. On the box it says 9 centimeters. When I measured it off the ground to here, it was actually 11 centimeters. So the baffling to me looks good. The height on here is exceptional. The material here, it is a ripstop style of fabric that is used. Up on this other half, here we have some, they call it plush foam. And indeed, this material that's used up on the upper side, it does feel plush. I really appreciate that. Now, obviously, this upper half is where the upper half of your body is going to lay, and down here will be where your feet are extending out. It just feels nice. I mean, I just love rubbing my hands over the thing because that's honestly just how it feels. It feels great. On the bottom here, this is a really rugged material. It actually feels extremely rugged, and tough. I really do appreciate that, and it just gives me confidence that this is indeed a premium product. I've got actually quite a few sleeping bags. Some of them develop punctures, and you have to be very careful what you lay it on. You don't want there to be any sort of stones or anything that may prove risky to the product material, because I've actually had air escape on those other materials. This material actually, as I said, feels tough and strong and extremely durable. I have to tell you that that's really a high quality product. Now they are saying that this is R7 value insulation. That is rated to about -29, let's just say -30 degrees Celsius upon the insulation scales. This is what they call a 4-season sleeping mattress. Realistically, you do not need to carry around those sort of square folding foam pads that a lot of backpackers use. You know, if you've got this is rated for extremely cold conditions, and that's really important to be aware of, because if you have a thin sleeping pad or one where the R value is low, like 1.5 to 2, that is not going to help you if you're in cold conditions and you're close to the ground. Your body warmth or body heat is going to be absorbed into the ground, and you're going to just feel cold, and it all depends on the conditions. You know, you'll freeze. It doesn't matter what kind of sleeping bag you've got. It's so important to have a separation between the ground and your body. So if you have this particular air mattress, you don't need to have one of those foam pads. They've only got an R value rating of 2, which is like to 4 degrees Celsius. This is rated to about -30 degrees Celsius. So that is exceptionally high for a sleeping air pad, not to mention the comfort that's going to be in here. Now, the other thing that I definitely appreciate that I missed before was just where the inflation valve is. This is tucked out of the way right to the upper left-hand side. So if my head's over here, the inflation valve is right here out of the way. Sometimes on some of these sleeping air pads, the valve can be maybe right where your feet are. Your feet are going to be touching it, and it's very annoying. Or the inflation port can be somewhere right here where your head is, and that is so annoying. So the fact that this is neatly tucked away, and it's in fact, you will not feel it, you will not even know that it's there until you have to deflate it. You know, that's very handy, and I do like this about this air pad. Now, I do have to say, this is extremely nice to lay upon. I mean, my head feels comfortable. This, you know, I like sleeping with a very thin pillow. If you don't like using a pillow, this is beautiful to just simply lay your head upon. But I can't stress just how nice it actually feels to lay down on this. I love these mattresses that are about, you know, 9 or 10 centimeters high off the ground. I don't like the 5 centimeters one. I've got enough of those, and you always touch the ground. They say, you know, 5 centimeters, but your butt still touches rocks and the ground. So this actually provides a whole lot more level of comfort. As you're sitting down on this thing, you are not actually touching down upon the ground, which I really appreciate. That's so cool. Now, when it comes time to deflating this, you'll be turning this upside down, opening up this valve, letting out air as quickly as possible. We're going to be turning the valve by pressing there, and it just allows a lot of air to come out. Now, I first recommend just trying to get out as much air as you can from between the baffle design, and all I do is simply just push out air like this. With that done, I close the valve and I put it into the deflate position. So now no more air is going to go inside. Instead, as I begin to roll it up, air is going to go out but not go back in. I'm now going to fold the air mattress in half, like so, and I'll place it down upon this side, and then now I begin to roll it upwards as tightly as I can. If you're out camping, you'll be doing this probably inside your tent, where it's going to be the most clean rather than up on the ground. And we keep on rolling it. The air keeps coming out. I'll just open this valve up to the open position, and this way I can get all the last remaining bits of air out. And that's it. Then we're going to get our strap and cinch it up. Really nicely cinched up to its most compact size. We then get our sack, put it inside. Now something that I do appreciate about this sack is that it's got the hole on the bottom. So as we get it in like that, we can roll it around to its handle, like so. And all the air has sort of escaped out the base here. So that is the KLYMIT Insulated Climaloft Regular Sleeping Pad. A very premium feeling R7 insulation value sleeping pad. Don't forget, there's a link in the description of this video. Check it out if you're interested in this. Anyways, thanks so much for watching the video. Catch you on the next one.